Hi, and welcome to Evolved Habits. Do you ever lay in bed after a long, hard day, exhausted but unable to go to sleep because your mind just won't stop racing? I'm sure everyone gets a night like this from time to time, but for some, it's a regular occurrence. I know it used to be a common theme for myself. Today, I'm going to teach you an easy way to reduce this and how to implement it. It is unplugging from your electronics before bed. In a previous video, I explained why you shouldn't use your cell phone in bed. That's still your first step, but once you've mastered that, you'll want to go beyond that to not using your cell phone or other electronics for up to 3 hours before you go to bed. This is going to help you fall asleep more easily and get better sleep, and does this in a few different ways. The first is not exposing yourself to blue light. As we evolved, blue light was only visible in the early morning. So when you look at your electronics, it tricks you into thinking that it's early morning, and your body then produces hormones that wake you up and make you more alert instead of the ones that make you more sleepy and help you wind down. Unplugging also helps you to actually get to bed on time. I know from personal experience that it's all too easy to get caught up watching a TV show or looking up something online, and suddenly you realize that you were meant to be in bed an hour ago. But if you're aiming at 3 hours of unplugged time and suddenly you realize that's only 2 hours left until bedtime, well, that's not so bad, is it? Either way, you were online for an hour more than you meant to be. But instead of cutting into your actual sleep time, you've only cut into your unplugged time, which is to help you sleep, so it's obviously less important than the actual sleep, right? But the biggest reason why unplugging helps you sleep better is that it gives your mind some quiet time before you get into bed. The big reason why your mind keeps racing while you're laying in bed is that you spend all day focused on something outside of you. And with the advent of smartphones, this has become an even worse epidemic. Every time that someone's between tasks or has nothing to do, what do you observe them doing? That's right, they generally whip out their cell phone, get on social media, and start scrolling. The average social media user worldwide actually spends over 2 hours a day on social media. This constant attention and focus being put onto your device means that during the day you don't have any time to reflect or think through all the ideas and thoughts you've had. And these ideas and thoughts don't just disappear. They patiently wait their turn until you're not busy and have time to think them through. And if you've spent all day plugged in, you know when that first time that your brain isn't busy is? That's right. It's when you switch off the light and are trying to get to sleep. Cell phones might be the most egregious example of how electronics hog our attention, but video games and computers are not far behind. Any kind of interactive media is really going to steal your focus because you have to stay fully engaged while you are using it. TV and music isn't so bad for you because you're passively observing it, so your brain is able to switch focus to what it thinks is more important, especially during commercial breaks. However, it's still not going to give you all the quiet time that you need to get ready for sleep. Now, some people might suggest that you should use meditation to clear your mind of all these thoughts from the day. And while that may be the best way to do it, you don't have to. Simple quiet time is enough to allow your brain to settle down and get you ready for sleep. So how long do you need to be unplugged before you start sleeping better? Well, obviously, if you were to use any electronics at all, that would probably be best for your sleep. But let's be realistic and admit that that isn't going to happen, because then you would miss out on all the benefits that these electronic devices bring to your life, such as watching my videos, right? Now, I do take the occasional full day for electronic fasting. But can't do that every single day. But I found that the peak for benefit for my sleep is about 3 hours before bed for interactive content and about 2 hours before bed for passive content. So you may just be realizing that I'm telling you that you should use your phone for 3 hours each night before you go to bed, and you're thinking I'm absolutely crazy because that's such an eternity without your phone. That is a complete impossible goal, especially if you're still using your phone in bed until the actual moment your eyes close and you fall asleep. Tisk tisk for not listening to me in my other video, by the way. But it's not really that difficult. The key to implementing 3 hours of unplugged time each night is to use baby steps. Step 1, stop using your phone in bed. I've already given you this one. Step 2, once you've mastered not using your phone in bed, stop using it before you get ready for bed. So you check your phone one last time, you put it down, you plug it to charge, put it down, step away, then you go brush your teeth, get changed, get into bed, and you don't touch your phone again for the night. That is not that hard to do. You can probably do that tonight. After that, once you've mastered that, you're going to want to spend 10 minutes without your phone before you get ready for bed and get in. Then, once you've mastered that, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, so on. Once you actually start feeling the benefits of how much easier it is to get to sleep, how much better your sleep is, it becomes really easy to stick to not using your phone up to the minute that you get into bed. And you don't have to be perfect to gain the benefits from unplugged time. If there's something really important that I have to look up within those 3 hours that I'm meant to be unplugged, I'm still going to go use my phone and look it up. And if I have to get up really early the next day, before I go brush my teeth, get ready, I'm still going to go check to make sure that my alarm is set. But the key is to make this unplugged time the general rule so that in the evening you give your brain plenty of time to settle down and get all these thoughts thought through so that when you actually get into bed, you're ready to just switch off and go to sleep. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. You can also check out my other sleep hack videos in the playlist I've created. And I hope you have a good night and sleep well.